Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Johnson, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second down. It's Johnson, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as they'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game. They run. It's Johnson. And boy, this is going to be close. That guard looks a little short, and he didn't get there. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, Allen. Well, he's going to take a shot right away.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
Terry McLaurin, his 9th touchdown of the season.
And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
2nd and 11. Well, this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
It shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 14-0.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Brings up
able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here's Allen to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
A gain of 9 yards.
Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
To number 86.
An 11-yard touchdown. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
This will make it into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
It's a gain of 2.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Robert Forster hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead.
Well, since we don't have a rooting interest in this one, neither one of us wanted to see this one get out of hand too early. Here we are in the first quarter. That was an important response for them to score, already down 21.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
9-7.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The tackle by Jelani Tavai. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
To the 48-yard line.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Eluding the pressure right. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Well, he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Montez Sweat in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Waiting for it back deep, Antonio Callaway. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 8-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And his throw is incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Allen now to throw on 3rd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Sack that time. I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And his kick is indeed good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On play action, Allen. Got a man, it's Tanyan complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. And we'll remind you the
coming up at halftime. We'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Hard throw, incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
Their own 33-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time, and they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk.
And for the third time here, this half, it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
At their own 43-yard line.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. So after the INT, it's Allen. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
It's second down.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line.
So first thing crossing my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for point. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions have got it back to a 1-score game. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game.
Washington 21, Lions 17.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
On 2nd and 2, Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Allen. And I think that one might have been intercepted. intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. And to give this time to the tailback. And he will finally be wrestled down at the Lions' 37-yard line. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Inside the 15 before they drop it. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
It's a gain of 4. And
he'll give it here to his running back. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Here's Allen. And that is going to be incomplete. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Lions will take over. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. 10 yards there to start the drive and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
17-yard line.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. And it's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick six for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. Will leave him shy of the 20-yard line.
Yeah, at their own 18-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. Standing just outside his own goal line. Returnable here for Callaway. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 36-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now Allen. He's going to go for a big play downfield. This is caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown, Washington.
A big play there with his 16th touchdown of the year.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't done before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Robert Foster, the intended receiver, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, What have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A real head-scratcher there. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. False start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Allen now looks to throw. He's caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Washington.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
17.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
7-yard line.
Johnson. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here's Johnson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Lions on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's the backup now, the former Badger, Melvin Gordon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 45. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Across midfield, down to the 45. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new cut.
It'll be intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. CD, this defense, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 2nd and 12, Allen. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this defense rallies, and they stop them short of the first down right near the 24. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
For Washington.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
At the 18-yard line.
Steps away to his left. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Montez Sweat has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Flushed out right. Chase Young. And how about this for a setup? The ball will go over on downs at the 1-yard line. So instead of the incredibly obvious choice of trying to punt it out near midfield, now they left their defense with no margin for error.
No, zero. And I don't care how much confidence you have in your defense. I don't care if you say, hey, I'm going to be aggressive.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
This will make it into the end zone.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But he threw an opening, and there he goes. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. A big run there by Johnson. 56 yards on the ground.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now the rookie second rounder from Georgia, DeAndre Swift. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. His guys will get the football back. Partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Justin Coleman. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Now Allen to try again after the pick 6. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
6-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there. 1st down. Tuck it and run. And he's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a 1st. The Lions will use the 1st of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau.
Intercepted by Washington. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
On the throwaway. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. So Allen's going to look to throw. He'll rifle this one. He's got it complete. Past the 20.
Oh, my goodness.
And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's